Hello sunshines, welcome back to another video. Today is laundry day, so I thought it could be nice to bring you along and show you my low waste and minimalist laundry routine. Before starting, hi, I'm Alice. I do videos about sustainable living, zero waste and minimalism. So if you're interested in that, subscribe, like, and let's get into the video. So the washing machine, as all our new technology, is actually second-hand, and we were super lucky because we found a AAA plus very energy efficient washing machine for a very good price. So it's really as sustainable as it can be. We only do our laundry when we have enough stuff to actually fill the machine, because running it half empty is a waste of water, energy, and ultimately money. Also, doing it in this way, I can do it only like once every week and a half, sometimes even every 2 weeks. And that's because our washing machine is 8 kilos, so it's pretty big, and we are 2 adults, so we really don't have enough stuff to fill it like every week, which is great. This also means though that I cannot really separate like different materials, type of clothes, colors, or these kind of things, because otherwise I will never have a full load of laundry. Normally this is not a problem, all our clothes are pretty old, so they don't really lose color. But in the occasional situation in which I do have something new that I really don't know if they will lose color or not, I do use this. This is like a very standard color catcher, and I rather have something like this even if it's not recyclable, then I'm risking to ruin a full load of laundry, and I really just use it occasionally, so it's okay. The one thing I do separate though is organic from synthetic fibers, and that's because synthetic fibers shed thousands and thousands of microplastic in the water system every single time we wash them. And that's obviously extremely problematic, because being plastic, this won't break down and it's eaten by marine life, which is obviously poisonous for them. We found microplastic in a lot of fish and other marine life. We found them in our water and in our food. We are actually eating this, and it has been estimated that we are eating a credit card worth of microplastic every single week. We even found microplastic in human placenta, which is extremely scary, so we have to find a way to minimize the problem. One way to do that is filtering your microplastic. So what I use is this. This is a Guppy bag. I put all my synthetic clothes and other stuff inside here, and then I zip it and put it inside the washing machine and wash it with all my clothes normally. And the clothes wash perfectly fine, but the microplastic will be trapped inside the bag, so it won't disperse into the environment. And at the end, you just throw it into the bin so that they are contained. Actually, doing a full load of laundry is also a way to reduce microplastic, because if there is less space for clothes to friction with each other, then there is also less microplastic shed into the environment. Let's talk about detergent now. I actually don't really have a fancy zero waste organic detergent, and that's because I could not find one here that wasn't mega expensive and still wrapped in plastic, and I wasn't bothered to try and do a DIY. I didn't want to risk ruining my washing machine. So what I'm using instead is this. This is a very basic detergent that you can find in any supermarket here. We decided to go for the biggest box possible, hoping to having to buy it less often in this way, so it's a less packaging overall. And it did work. We've been using this for around about a year and a half, and we are still only half full, so that's great. Also, the packaging is carton, so it's recyclable. The only plastic part is the handle that is very easily removable anyway. So I would say that this is not a perfect solution, but still a very good solution, especially considering that it is very affordable because it's quite cheap and it lasts for so long, and it's very accessible because every supermarket has, if not this specific one, at least something similar. And there is no point to have fantastic zero waste product that people cannot access or afford. I actually also don't have a zero waste solution for softner, and that's because I just don't use it. I don't like the smell, it does nothing for your clothes, and it can actually ruin your clothes in the long run, so I just try to avoid it. I wash almost everything in cold water, and that's because a lot of the energy used by the washing machine actually goes into warming water. So by using cold water, you're really reducing the amount of energy you're using up, which is obviously great. Also, hot water can ruin your clothes while cold water doesn't. So it's much better also for your clothes. And considering that there are some things that shouldn't be washed in warm water like wool, then in this way I can just put everything together without having to separate things. That, as we said in the first point, it means that I need to run a washing machine half full, which is not ideal. I do not have a dryer. First of all, we actually don't really have the space for it, but even if we had the space, we still wouldn't have one. First of all, it's really not that eco-friendly, it takes up a lot of energy and it's really not that necessary. Again, it does ruin your clothes in the long run, and there is a lot of stuff that can't go inside the dryer, for example, again, wool. So in this way, it means that I would need to have a dryer plus a drying rack for the stuff that can't go into the dryer, and that for me is just one extra thing that I have to buy, spend money on, find a place on that I really don't need. So I rather put everything on my drying rack and let everything dry naturally, and that's so much better, not only for the environment but also for your clothes, which also means that you won't have to buy clothes as fast. My drying rack is pretty old at this point, and it was new at the time because it comes from a pre-zero waste period, but it is in metal, so it will be recyclable at the end. I also don't have that many like clothes clips. That's because the majority of clothes don't really need them, and I only use them for very small clothes, and they are again in metal, so they last longer than the plastic or wood ones, and they should be recyclable at the end. And that was it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!